Hey, what's up you guys? It's the Curious Owl here, and I have another book review for everyone. So this one is going to be on the book The Beast Within by Serena Valentino. Yes, Serena Valentino. Sorry, I always forget her name. But this book is like with A Tale Dark and Grim by Adam Gidwitz, where it was a retelling of a very famous fairy tale. A Tale Dark and Grim focused with Hansel and Gretel. This, as you can tell, focuses on Beauty and the Beast. Now, one of the first things I want to say about this book is I absolutely love the cover. So any of you that have seen the Disney version of Beauty and the Beast, you know that this is our lovely beast here, right on the dust jacket. But when you take off the dust jacket, on the book underneath is actually the picture of the prince before he was turned into the beast. So you got him then, got him now. So it was really, really cool to see that. I absolutely love the artwork for that. It's so pretty, and it's really simplistic, but it kind of goes with the whole story. This book is focusing more so on a very darker aspect of the whole Beauty and the Beast story. The dust jacket claims that it is a very dark story about the Beast's past and how he was turned into the Beast, the curse that was put upon him, and the things he's done to aggravate the curse. I say claimed because honestly to me it is not at all dark. It's really kind of, it's not even really scary. Like they go into, like there is one instance where I think is really, really kind of like, eek, kind of a moment, but it's not really dark, it's not really scary, and I was thinking it was going to be way, way darker. Like I thought it was going to be very dark like how A Tale Dark and Grim was, where you had so much death and so much gore. This didn't really have much of that, and I was actually really disappointed in that because I thought it was going to be much darker. But then again, this is off of the Disney story, so you can't really get too dark with it because there might be some young kids reading this story. So I understand, but I'm really disappointed. But the whole premise of this novel is, like I said, it is a retelling of the Beast side of the story, what exactly happened to him. They talk about how the curse was, like, they start out the book where he already has Belle in the castle, and then they jump back to before the curse was placed upon him, everything leading up to when the curse was placed on him, and then everything afterwards as he was starting to change form and start becoming the Beast himself. And then they go back to when he has captured Belle, and they really rushed, I think, the last 75% of this novel because everyone knows the story of Beauty and the Beast. Belle, who comes to the castle to help save her father, stays with the Beast and then ends up falling in love with him and breaking the curse and everything. And so they really sped up the whole thing with her and her falling in love with him, which really made me upset because I wanted there to be much more content involved. There was a lot of content and a lot of context about the Beast himself and how he dealt with a lot of things and things that happened to him leading up to that point. But even then, before, like, as they were going into the story of what exactly happened to him and all the things that happened to him as he was changing into the Beast, it really was kind of lackluster. It was more or less just kind of a shell of an idea. I really don't think Serena Valentino went as much into depth with this whole thing as I wanted her to. She pretty much like skimmed the surface and just told like not even like a synopsis. Like it was like a inch deep synopsis, if you will. It was really not well developed in my opinion. I really don't think it was worth I'm not going to say it wasn't worth the read. It was definitely a good read, but I was very disappointed in the writing, and I was very disappointed in the storyline with it and the content of it. Honestly, if I was to rate it, I would rate it maybe 2 stars out of 5, because honestly, as much as I love Beauty and the Beast, it's my favorite Disney movie of all time because I relate so much to Belle. This book made me very, very disappointed in the whole backstory. I think the backstory, everything that led up, like everything that was in this novel made sense and it was a good idea. It was not developed enough, and I wish it was because it would have made this novel so much better. And if you'll notice, this is actually a really small book compared to something like this. it's quite a bit smaller. So the pages are very, very small. So I think that if the pages were like a normal sized page for a book, this would have been a lot shorter. I think this book was 215 pages, not including like the few before and the few after. So if this was made into an actual like normal sized book, it would have been maybe just over 100 pages of content, which I think is complete crap for a novel that is a retelling of a story so amazing as this. There's so much like story that they go into with this novel that they could have done so much more with, and it falls flat. And it really upsets me because Beauty and the Beast is a really great story. It's a really great kind of message for kids to understand. And so this novel really disappointed me. I love the artwork and I love the idea of the whole story. The overall like thing of it just, no, I can't. I really can't. This is probably one of the worst books I've read this year so far. It's not the worst book in my life. I've definitely read books that were way worse, but this was so lackluster. I do not recommend this to anyone unless you are kind of younger and you've already seen Beauty and the Beast and you understand the whole point of it. This is definitely, I would say, maybe a middle grade, maybe even 4th and 5th grade kind of novel. But I'm very, very disappointed in this story, and I do not recommend it to anyone at all. But enough about that. The next book I will be reviewing for you guys is actually a book that I just showed a couple of seconds ago. It's the book, it's kind of a funny story by Ned Vizzini. This book has been recommended to me so many times throughout high school, I cannot even tell you. It's been like every single one of my friends that read this book has wanted me to read it because it's such a great novel. And I actually watched the movie, I think when I was a junior in high school with a friend of mine, and I absolutely loved the movie. I loved that Zach Galifianakis was in it. I loved that Emma Roberts was in it, and it made me want to read the book so much. And from what I know of the movie, it was from what my friends had told me who read the book and then watched the movie, that it was a really good book to movie adaptation. So that's part of the reason why I want to read this now, is because I want to see like kind of how they did it, and then I'm probably gonna have to rewatch the movie to be able to see like any differences, because it's been a while since I've seen the movie. But yeah, so I'm really excited to read this. I can't wait to get started, and that should be coming out in probably the next week and a half. This is going to take me a little bit longer to read because it is a bit of a bigger book, but really happy to start reading. Alright, so thank you guys so much for joining me in this book review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry that I didn't have much positive things to say about The Beast Within. I was not happy with it at all. But if you guys like this book review anyway, please do give it a big thumbs up. And if you're not already and you like to be, hit that button down below and subscribe to become an owlet in our flock. And I will see all of you guys in my next video. Bye guys!